Next at 11, New Jersey's largest mall evacuated as people start their Black Friday shopping. We're live with why it all happened at American Dream Mall, plus the coldest air of the season tonight. Storm Team 4 is here with when you can also expect rain this weekend. Next at 11.
Going on, they're like, evacuate, and then they came to us, they're like, you guys need to evacuate. We're like, oh gosh, I don't know.
Now at 11, breaking news. American Dream Mall evacuated this Black Friday after a threat. Shoppers rushed out of the building. We are live with what happened as police give the all clear. Good morning. We thank you for joining us. I'm Natalie Pasquarela. We do have to start with some more breaking news. This is out of the Middle East, where more than 20 hostages being held by Hamas are now free. We have this new video just into our newsroom. This is of some of the items being prepared for them when they're processed by the Israel Defense Forces. Let's get to News 4's Romney Smith in the newsroom with the late breaking details. Romney.
Identities. Also, we've just learned that an additional 12 Thai nationals held by Hamas also being released. Airstrikes in Gaza continued right up until a 4-day ceasefire between Hamas and the Israeli military started at midnight. The pause in fighting is giving some families hope they'll soon be reunited with their loved ones.
Those hostages who are from the same families will be put together within the same patch.
The Israeli hostages set to be transferred from Hamas to the Red Cross and onto emotions, knowing the transfer is a delicate situation.
It just moves from hope to despair. But we're trying to stay as hopeful as possible most of the time.
During the 4-day pause in fighting, Israel is set to release a total of 150 Palestinian women and children and allow hundreds of trucks with aid into Gaza over the next few days. Qatari officials say Hamas will release 50 people total from Gaza.
I also know there is no guarantee that this is going to end as we want it to end.
Many people hope the temporary ceasefire will lead to more substantial peace talks. Now, at the end of the ceasefire, there will still be 190 people held captive in Gaza. The White House releasing a statement acknowledging no Americans are set to be released today, but, Natalie, still holding on to hope that they'll be released soon.
Romney, big news today. Thank you for the late breaking details. All right, let's get back to New Jersey with that breaking news update. Happy to report that shopping is back on at American Dream Mall in New Jersey after it had to be evacuated this morning. Let's get to News 4's Tracy Strahan. She was there when it all went down. How's it look, Tracy?
Well, certainly some scary moments out here and a scary start to the holiday shopping season. Now, we know we were inside and then they opened at 7 a.m. for Black Friday shopping. About 90 minutes later, shoppers, salesmen, and everyone else in between were ordered to evacuate. We actually seen state troopers, however, quickly made their way into the parking lot with lights flashing and blocking anyone from entering. There was no overall announcement made over a public speaker at the facility. Customers, however, inside of individual stores were told by workers to leave, even though not all of the employees were sure about what was happening.
We heard things like going on, they're like, evacuate, and then they came to us, they're like, you guys need to evacuate. We're like, oh gosh.
I was ringing someone up and I'm like, my phone went off, I went on break, and I was like, what just happened?
No one inside said anything, they just started locking everything up.
Now, to be clear, New Jersey State Police say they received a report of a bomb inside of the mall around 7:13 this morning. State Police bomb units and K-9 units performed sweeps of the mall for explosive devices, and thankfully, none were found. As we bring you back live out here, all of this was happening as the tailgaters were filing into MetLife Stadium for this afternoon's Jets game. So that made for some traffic hiccups for a short time. Again, the all clear has been sounded. Shoppers are back. That tailgating is going on smooth as possible. We're live outside of MetLife Stadium and American Dream. Tracy Strahan, News 4 New York. Natalie, back to you.
Oh, Tracy, glad to hear it. Thanks for that. New at 11, I want you to take a look at this citizen video. Look at that right there. You have to look. The citizen video of an SUV that looks like it almost took a nosedive down the subway steps in Washington Heights. Police are trying to figure out how this happened. The driver crashed around 9:30 this morning. This is outside of the 157th Street One Stop on Broadway. Officers say luckily, though, the driver was not injured. Well, Storm Team 4 saying we should get ready for the coldest air of the season starting tonight. Violetta Yas is here. Hi, Vi.
Hey, Natalie, that's right. And interestingly enough, temperatures last night and this morning were quite mild. We, for the most part, were in the mid-upper 40s in the city, also in the mid-40s in Sussex and White Plains. Outside, actually, our wind is calm and that sky finally clearing out. Again, it was the clouds overnight that helped to keep temperatures a little elevated. Those are starting to clear out and we're starting to see a bit more blue in that sky. You can see it here. More clouds earlier this morning starting to shift to the south, giving way to a nice amount of sunshine here through the course of the afternoon. Now, if you are headed to MetLife to check out the Jets game, really great weather for football. 49 degrees at kickoff with mostly sunny skies with temperatures falling into the low 40s by the end of the game. So you want to make sure you're enjoying because it's game. Really great weather for football. 49 degrees at kickoff with mostly sunny skies with temperatures falling into the low 40s by the end of the game. So you want to make sure you're enjoying because it does get colder later tonight and into early tomorrow morning. We'll see how cold it gets in my full forecast. That's coming up. Natalie, back to you.
Bye. Thanks. We'll see you soon. A mystery in Brooklyn this morning as detectives try to piece together a deadly puzzle. And a 69-year-old woman was found dead. Police say they received the call for help around 11 last night. That's when they made the disturbing discovery in the area of Bainbridge Street and Ralph Avenue. That's in Bed-Stuy. The woman was found outside of an apartment building with a fatal gunshot wound. Now, law enforcement, protect your passwords and your online wallets from hackers who are out to make a buck on your dime. Also, a surprising announcement. The Olympian known as Blade Runner, who's serving time for killing his girlfriend, will be released from prison very soon. The new developments for Oscar Pistorius straight ahead.
Coming up on New York Live, Tiger Woods plus Justin Timberlake equals T-squared. We're going to take you inside the superstar's elevated sports bar. Plus, Bob and Aaron Odenkirk on their new children's book and behind the scenes of a Seinfeld musical parody. Coming up on New York Live at 11:30.
In today's CNBC Money Report, you won't have to spend that much to give gifts this holiday season. We are happy to report that. Let's bring in Bertha Coombs, who has that, and the markets. Hi, Bertha.
%. The S&P has been pretty much flat, while the NASDAQ is down just under 0.25%. Not huge moves today on a basically shortened holiday trading day. As the holiday season, the shopping season kicks off, there are deals to be had, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Toys, games, hobby gear, and sporting goods are at their lowest prices in several years. Black Friday is expected to once again be the busiest shopping day of the year. Some 130 million Americans expected to head out today. Retailers are rolling out the deals and events to entice them. But while the National Retail Federation expects that shoppers will spend more this year, it reports the pace will slow given all the uncertainty about the economy. And according to Wallet Hub, 25% of Americans are still in debt from last year. So for a lot of them, it's really hard to try to add on to that. With interest rates so high, that mountain keeps getting bigger and bigger and harder to pay down. Back over to you.
Bertha, thank you. Coming up tomorrow is the time to pump some money into your community while we're on the topic of shopping, and shop small. Also, at the end of an era at the New York Public Library, why it is ending its Sunday storytime sessions. That's next.
CNBC Money Report is brought to you by Bucherer, the destination for exceptional watches and fine jewelry.
Champion Oscar Pistorius will be getting out of prison in South Africa at the start of next year. Prison authorities announced this just today, that Pistorius has been granted parole and will be released on January 5th. Now, that's nearly 11 years after authorities say the former South African Paralympic sprinter killed his girlfriend. Pistorius was convicted of shooting Reva Steenkamp 4 times through the bathroom door of his home in 2013. The athlete, known as the Blade Runner for his carbon fiber prosthetic legs, denied killing her in a fit of anger, saying that he'd mistaken her for an intruder. Tomorrow, we know that's a big day for local mom and pop stores across the country. It is Small Business Saturday. Bankrate saying that 60% of shoppers surveyed plan to support our small businesses. David Kovacs is with the pet food shop Holy, a small business in New Jersey, and he says the community makes such a big difference.
You know, as everyone's deciding where to shop and where to spend their money, you know, calling out small businesses and reminding people that it's important to support the businesses in their local community does impact the way people spend their money. So it definitely helps and has a big impact on helping us be successful in the holiday season.
Now, Kovacs store and many other local businesses planning some big events tomorrow and on Sunday to get shoppers through the doors. And many of you have already started that holiday shopping online. I know I have. Of course, it's a good thing, but you need to be careful when it comes to scammers, and the games that they're playing are very high tech now. NBC's Noah Pransky explains what you need to know to protect yourself.
Avoiding shopping scams used to be so simple. Watch out for pickpocketers. Don't send money online to strangers. If an email looks fake, it probably is. But in 2023, the scams are a lot more sophisticated than you may have realized.
These are organized criminal gangs, often located overseas, who are very savvy at what they do.
John Brio with the National Consumer League has been tracking really convincing websites, product reviews, shipping alerts, all fake. Basically, these aren't the same old Nigerian email scams. Just ask a former Nigerian scammer.
It is getting so sophisticated now. They are becoming smarter every day.
Chris Maxwell, zooming in from the middle of the night in Nigeria, is a reformed scammer now consulting for the site socialcatfish.com. He says scammers aren't just looking for a quick payday these days. They want a gift that keeps on giving. Just one of your major passwords, since so many of us reuse them across multiple accounts.
Once you have access to the password, you have access to their social security number, you have access to their driver's license, you have access to their credit cards, you have access to their bank account. Very easy to do a lot of damage with information like that.
So here are 5 quick tips to defend yourself against 2023's most dangerous thieves and hackers. Number 1, don't reuse passwords. I know it's impossible to remember 300 different logins, but at least use different passwords for your bank and look out for shipping scams. Get an email or text about a delayed delivery? Don't click, don't respond, don't call the number. To avoid a trap, get your updates from the retailer or the shipper's sites. Tip number 3, you may think I'm nuts here, but update your software. About 4 in 10 Americans hammer that remind me later button when prompted to patch up vulnerabilities, and it's music to hackers' ears. Well, this is me, reminding you later. Update your phone and your software. Tip number 4, pay with a credit card. They have much better protections than most of the new digital payments scammers prefer.
Bitcoin, gift card, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle.
If they ask you to pay a risky way, run away.
You pay the safest way. That's with a credit card for most people.
And tip number 5, beware of really convincing online websites you've never heard of. Even Black Friday deals have their limits.
Listen to your gut. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
With any luck, your vigilance will ensure some happy holidays. At least until those credit card bills roll in come January.
Good tips. We don't want to think about the credit card bills, though, right? Just have some fun doing that. Exactly. Friday shopping vibe.
Yes.
So we have a chill coming in, right?
Yes,
a little bit.
Today looks good.
Yeah,
So good day
nice.
to get out and do some shopping. If you like to shop in person, we're looking at pretty nice weather. And then yes, it does get a little chilly as we head into tonight. So let's take a look at what we can expect here over the next couple of hours. Again, if you are headed out to do some really without providing any rain, more than anything, that's what's going to usher in the colder temps for the overnight time frame. So again, a great day to get out and check out the Jets game or do some shopping or really just enjoy the afternoon. Cooler for today compared to what we saw for Thanksgiving, but it's really tonight that we'll notice that big cool down, expecting freezing temperatures even in the city tonight. That would be our first time this season, and well north of the city, those temperatures are going to be falling into the 20s. So the coldest air mass of the season so far. Showers then return as we head into Sunday night. So plenty of dry weather to enjoy in the meantime. So where's that cold air right now? You can see exactly where it's situated. We are in the teens still from Billings through Sioux Falls. This includes the High Plains, the Great Lakes, not quite as cold. Into the Midwest, we're at about 30 degrees right now in both Chicago and Kansas City. And we have a cold front sort of separating these two air masses. So this is going to push to the east and usher in that colder air mass beginning with tonight into the southern plains just west of Kansas City. So this is going to be the active area through today for a cumulative accumulating snow, and then eventually that system is going to shift to the east, and we'll see this for Saturday afternoon start gathering here across parts of the plain. So tomorrow afternoon or evening, rather, about 4 o'clock, you can see snowing here across a good swath of Kansas, and then eventually that snow component lifts to the north. So snow lovers, I'm sorry, this is not going to be the one for you. You can see all of that blue shifting up into southern Canada. Will be in the warm sector. So this is going to bring some rain to the area. In particular, late Sunday night, early Monday morning, that'll be the main period. So that'll continue through the overnight, clearing out relatively early Monday morning, and then eventually lifting to the north and east. So Monday, we'll get another reinforcing shot of cold air. So for the most part, just looking at rain. And we actually need the rain after a very, very soggy September. Remember, we got nearly 10 inches of rain in the month of September. It's been relatively quiet for both October and November so far. We are actually running below average for the season for most of the day in the 30s. Sunday we get up to 49 degrees before that rain moves in late at night. But overall, a very nice afternoon in store for us. Those temperatures reaching about 50 degrees for today. Cold and dry for tonight. There we have that chill. Those temperatures into the low 30s in the city, but we're looking at 20s north and west. So very chilly as we head into the overnight hours, not only for today, but through the next couple of days as well. Temperatures will be sort of trending below average for this time of year. If you look ahead to next week, though, Wednesday for the tree lighting.
Yeah, that's what I got my eye on that one.
Yes, it's looking dry right now, thankfully, and temperatures on the chilly side. I feel like you do want it to be a little chilly. You don't want it to be too warm either.
We have a little secret with that. We always wear the warm patches in our coats.
Oh, you'll be ready.
Patches, so those are good.
I love it.
We're good. Nice. Bye, thanks. Well, the New York Public Library is saying goodbye to its Sunday storytime sessions. A lot of people were bummed about this one. This Sunday is going to be the final session because of budget cuts. There are 6 New York Public Library branches across Manhattan. An annual holiday tradition returned to Patterson's famed Hinchcliffe Stadium. The 99th annual Turkey Bowl kicked off yesterday for the first time in decades. The matchup is a holiday staple, Kennedy and East Side high schools, but this year it was back at Hinchcliffe. The stadium is one of the last remaining stadiums that hosted Negro League baseball games. It fell into disrepair over the years, but Patterson's mayor led an effort to renovate the stadium, and yesterday, as you see, alumni from both teams were out in force. Disrepair over the years, but Patterson's mayor led an effort to renovate the stadium, and yesterday, as you see, alumni from both teams were out in force.
I'm here to see my old high school, East Side High School. I'm from class of 80.
When it was gone, it was no more love for Patterson. So now it's back.
Like the soul of Patterson is like back.
Love to see it. In case you're wondering, East Side won the game, defeating Kennedy 24-7. Time to light up the holidays. Next up, the great family holiday events that you can enjoy starting today.
Local news when you want it. Streaming now on Roku Channel 4100.
Coming up this afternoon on News 4 at 4, we have new details in that deadly high-speed crash in Niagara Falls. We just learned who was in the Bentley that went airborne and burst into flames at the U.S.-Canada border. Plus, how soon is too soon when it comes to holiday cheer? The new sign that people are getting into the Christmas spirit earlier than ever. That's all coming up today at 4 o'clock. Happening today in Westchester while we're talking about getting into the Christmas spirit here. Winter Wonderland drive-thru experience opens. It's at Kensico Dam Plaza in Valhalla. It stretches more than a mile, features a 175-foot long glowing tunnel and a towering 40-foot Christmas tree. Tickets for the holiday lights display and the one in East Brunswick can be purchased in advance. Just go online. Both shows run until December 31st. Let's go to Jersey, too, because the holiday lights tradition returns there as well. The annual Winter Wonder Lights display is back at the Middlesex County Fairgrounds. That's in East Brunswick. Visitors can drive past displays that feature more than 1 million lights, all synchronized to holiday music. There's even a special tribute to first responders and the armed forces. I've never been to that one. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
I love this time of year.
Yeah,
I love
so
how
much fun.
Every town has sort of their own thing. It's so fun. I love it.
It's fun. All right, you can always get your breaking news and weather updates. Just head to NBCNewYork.com on our mobile app. We have New York Live coming up next. We hope you have a great day, and we hope you stay safe out there.